Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by telling you something that might surprise you. Not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. One of the greatest sources of pain in life is holding on to people, relationships, and situations that have already expired. We struggle, we fight, we cry, trying to keep people who were only meant for a season. But today I came to tell you, let them go, and more than that, learn to be happy. One of the greatest mistakes we make in life is assuming that everyone who starts with us is meant to finish with us. This assumption is ever so correct. It's being truthful. Everyone who starts with us is meant to finish with us. But the truth is, not everyone is assigned to your destiny. Some people are only meant to walk with you for a season, and when that season is over, they must go. If you hold on to people who are not meant for your future, you will only cause yourself unnecessary pain. Some of you are struggling, not because you lack purpose, but because you are carrying people who were never meant to stay. You are dragging relationships that have already expired, trying to revive what God has already released. You must understand this. When the time comes for someone to leave your life, let them go. When you study the life of great men and women, you will notice a pattern. People come and people go. Some enter your life to help you get to the next level, while others come to teach you lessons, sometimes painful ones. But no matter their role, one thing is clear. They are not all meant to stay forever. The problem arises when we try to make temporary people permanent. You see, when God gives you a vision, it is your vision. It is not for everyone to understand. Some people will walk away because they can't see what you see. Some will leave because they are too afraid to go where you are going. And some will leave simply because they have already fulfilled their purpose in your life. But do not be discouraged. When the wrong people walk out, the right people walk in. Think about a rocket launching into space. At different altitudes, parts of the rocket must detach. If those parts don't separate, the rocket won't make it to its destination. In the same way, there are people who helped you get to where you are, but they are not equipped to go where you are going. If you try to keep them, they will only slow you down. Some of you are holding on to relationships that are delaying your progress. You are holding on to friendships that drain your energy. You are holding on to people who do not celebrate you, do not encourage you, do not add value to your life. And yet you wonder why you feel stuck. You wonder why your spirit feels heavy. It is because you are carrying unnecessary weight. When God removes someone from your life, it is not rejection, it is protection. He knows what you need to journey ahead, and He knows who will be a hindrance. That is why you must trust Him. Stop chasing after people who have already made it clear that they don't belong in your future. Stop trying to convince people to stay when their role in your life has already ended. You must come to a place where you no longer fear who leaves. You must trust that if God allowed them to walk away, it means their part in your story is over. And you must believe that your destiny is too great to be held back by people who are not assigned to it. One of the greatest tragedies in life is placing the key to your happiness in someone else's hands. Too many people live miserable lives, not because they lack blessings, but because they have allowed their joy to depend on people, circumstances, and external conditions. Where people blame everything and everyone for their unhappiness. Some blame their past, saying, if only I had a better childhood, I would be happy. Others blame their relationships, saying, if only they treated me better, I would have peace. Still others blame their jobs, their finances, even their environment. But the truth is, none of these things have the power to control your joy unless you allow them to. Joy is an inside job. It is not something people can give you, and it is not something people can take away. It is a decision, a mindset, a way of living. The moment you realize that no one is responsible for your happiness but you, is the moment you take back control over your life. The reason many people are unhappy is because they have allowed external things to dictate their internal state. But happiness that is dependent on people is fragile. If people can make you happy, then people can also make you miserable. If circumstances can bring you joy, then circumstances can also steal it. That is why your joy must come from something deeper, something unshakable. Some of you are still waiting for people to apologize before you allow yourself to be happy. You are still waiting for circumstances to change before you give yourself permission to have peace. But hear me today. You don't need an apology to move forward. You don't need perfect conditions to have joy. You don't need everything to go right before you decide to be happy. Life will never be perfect. People will always disappoint you, and challenges will always come. If you keep waiting for the right time to be happy, you will spend your entire life waiting. True joy is not the absence of problems, it is the ability to remain at peace in the middle of them. Some of the most joyful people in the world are not those who have everything, but those who have learned to be content no matter what. They have made a choice to protect their joy, to guard their peace, and to not allow anything or anyone to steal it. There are some people who wake up every morning waiting to see how others will treat them before they decide what kind of day they will have. If someone is kind to them, they are happy. If someone ignores them, they are offended. If things go well, they rejoice. If things go wrong, they sink into depression. These people have made their emotions slaves to external conditions, and as a result, they live unstable lives. But you must not live this way. You must refuse to let your happiness be controlled by anything outside of you. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone with everything? Money, success, relationships, yet still miserable? And have you ever seen someone with almost nothing, yet they radiate joy? That is because happiness is not about what you have. It is about who you are on the inside. If you do not cultivate joy within yourself, nothing on the outside will ever be enough. Some of you are still carrying bitterness from things that happened years ago. You are still replaying conversations in your mind, still allowing past wounds to dictate your present mood. But the truth is, you are only hurting yourself. The person who offended you has moved on, but you are still suffering. The situation that hurts you is over, but you are still giving it power over your emotions. It is time to take back your joy. It is time to stop allowing the past to rob you of your present. It is time to stop looking to people for what only you can give yourself. If you want to live a joyful life, you must take responsibility for your emotions. You must stop waiting for circumstances to change before you allow yourself to be happy. You must stop expecting people to make you feel valued and start valuing yourself. You must stop waiting for someone to fix your life and realize that the power has been in your hands all along. Joy is not something you find, it is something you create. One of the hardest things in life is to let go. We hold on to people, relationships, memories, and even pain, thinking that if we release them, we will lose a part of ourselves. But what many fail to realize is that letting go is not about losing. It is about making room for something greater. Growth demands release. Every season of life requires that we let go of something in order to step into something new. The problem is, many people resist this process. They fight to hold on to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves them. They cling to relationships that have become toxic, habits that are destructive, and mindsets that limit them. And as a result, they remain stuck, but because they refuse to release what is holding them back. Nature itself teaches us this principle. Consider a tree in autumn. When the seasons change, the tree does not resist losing its leaves. It does not hold on to what is dying. It lets go, knowing that in due time, new life will emerge. But many of us are like trees refusing to shed our leaves. We are afraid to release what is comfortable, even if it is no longer beneficial. We are afraid to walk away from what is familiar, even if it is draining us. We fear the emptiness that comes with letting go, forgetting that it is in that emptiness that new growth begins. Some of you are praying for a new season, but you are still holding on to old baggage. You are asking for new doors to open, but your hands are too full of the past to receive anything new. You say you want to grow, but you refuse to release the relationships, habits, and mindsets that are stunting your progress. Growth will never come without sacrifice. Every elevation requires separation. Every new level requires that you let go of something from the old. Letting go does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are giving up. It means you are making a choice to prioritize your future over your past. It means you have decided that your destiny is more important than your comfort. Some of you are stuck because you are carrying people who were never meant to go where you are going. You are holding on to friendships that expired long ago, relationships that drain your energy, and situations that God has already released you from. And yet, you wonder why you feel heavy. You wonder why you have no peace. It is because you are trying to carry what was never meant for you to keep. You must understand that not everything that starts with you is meant to finish with you. Some relationships are for a season. Some opportunities are temporary, and some battles are not meant to be fought forever. The longer you hold on to what you should have released, the longer you delay your own progress. There are doors waiting to open for you, but they cannot until you release what is behind you. There are blessings with your name on them, but they require space to manifest. Think of a runner in a race. The faster they want to go, the lighter they must be. No runner competes with unnecessary baggage. If they carry too much weight, they slow down. Some of you are running toward your destiny, but you are carrying too much. You are trying to move forward while dragging the past with you, and it is slowing you down. You must be willing to drop the weight, release what no longer serves you, and free yourself with what is ahead. Letting go is painful. It requires courage. It demands trust. Sometimes we hold on to things because we fear the unknown. We think, what if I never find another relationship like this? What if I never get another opportunity like this? But fear is not a reason to stay stuck. If something was truly meant for you, it would not require you to beg for it to stay. If something was truly aligned with your destiny, it would not be draining your joy, peace, and energy. Some of you are struggling to let go because you keep replaying the past in your mind. You are still holding on to words that were spoken years ago, offenses that should have been released, and situations that should no longer have power over you. But as long as you keep looking back, you will never be able to move forward. You cannot walk into your future while still clinging to your past. You must make a choice. Do you want to grow, or do you want to stay in a place of pain? Because you cannot have both. Letting go is not just about people. Sometimes you must let go of your own mindset. You must release self-doubt, fear, and negative thinking. You must stop believing that you are not worthy, that you are not capable, that you are not enough. Because the truth is, as long as you hold on to limiting beliefs, you will never rise above them. So I challenge you today, who or what do you need to release? Stop looking back. Stop crying over what has left. Let them go. And after you do, choose happiness. Because the best is still ahead of you. God bless you.